One of the number one things that holds us back from continuing to put forth the effort required to reach our goals is self-sabotage. What happens to provoke self-sabotage? I'd like to tell you. As a society, we have this oddly programmed thing where we expect quick results. We expect to see progress immediately. If you eat a fruit, oh, you should drop some pounds, right? We get to a point where we expect the types of results that are rife on magazines and the newsstands and social media and blog posts, everyone promising these 10 pounds lost in a week. Like, it's ludicrous. That's not how the body works. The science and biochemistry of body composition changes is unique, and you need to understand the science. So I'd like to teach you, for your particular goal, your category type, your efforts, where you need to look to assess your progress. There are three main categories of goals that you can be striving for, and that's the first step, is to know your goal. So here they are. Number one is max fat loss. This is if you have over 20 pounds of straight up body fat you need to lose. Lifestyle change goes hand in hand with health conditions and disease management, or even prevention. And last of all, if you are someone that's very aesthetically minded in terms of the way your physique looks, you want to compete in physique competitions, fitness modeling, that type of stuff, what I coach as Team Bod Beasts, that's our aesthetics category. Now, even though you are focusing in a particular category, you will get the overall improvement. There's so much overlap. Is your health going to improve in all categories? Absolutely. Are your aesthetics going to improve in all categories? Absolutely. But knowing the roadmap and really knowing where your goal is at that time is crucial to being able to understand where you need to look for progress and results. So if you're a max fat loss candidate, be careful not to look at weekly photos too intensely, because it may take upwards of 10 to 20 pounds of fat loss in order to actually see those results. So for max fat loss people, I would like you to focus on measurement changes on a bi-weekly basis, that's every 2 weeks, as well as looking at the scale weight. Hopefully you're dropping anywhere from 1 to 3 pounds per week. If you drop a few pounds more than that, that is normal if you're overweight quite a bit, but it will taper off and get to a more healthy range of 1 to 3 pounds as your weight reduces. Now, lifestyle change people, you may still have a few pounds to drop, less than 20 pounds. So you may see that scale weight go down. However, the most important place for you to focus to gauge whether you're progressing or not is measurements on a weekly basis, but look at them more on a bi-weekly and monthly basis. Take them every week because it's interesting to see what's changing. Women particularly, you're going to change maximally in 3 areas: your inner thigh, your waist, and your hips. Now, additionally, for lifestyle change and health management, disease management, is to look at symptoms improvement and behavior improvement. Perhaps you're working on disordered eating habits. Perhaps you're working on disordered eating mindsets. Perhaps you're working on managing IBS, Crohn's disease, inflammation, leaky gut, those types of things where you're going to the bathroom a lot. So look at, are those things improving? What about like fibromyalgia? Are you in less pain? Any particular health condition, are your symptoms improving? That's how you know if you are progressing. Last but not least is the aesthetics. Now, there's 3 types of an aesthetics client or pursuer, okay? You've got to know, are you in bulking or reframing, as I like to call it for my women, because the word bulking can psych us out sometimes. Are you a maintenance and performance-based? You're not trying to cut, you're not trying to gain, you're just wanting maximum performance. You're an athlete, right? Or there is the cutting, leaning, getting ready for stage, getting ready for photo shoots, that ripped up look, okay? This is not lean by aesthetics definitions. Lean would be, this is just cut and the veins are popping. So this is a good maintenance body for me. Okay, so it's important to know where you're at, where you're going. If you're in the gains and the reframing period, don't do measurements. Your muscle, if you're doing it naturally, which is what I promote, I'm a very drug-free coach. I do not like my athletes to use drugs, any anabolic agents, steroids, you name it, things that are a little help. Okay, do it naturally. Come on, respect the body. It's going to take some time. You need at least 6 to 12 months, okay? So make sure you're listening to my podcast episodes on bulking and reframing. Go off scale weight. You should not be gaining more than 1 to 3 pounds per week if you're doing it with nutrition and strategically, not just eat everything in sight. Okay, don't do that, okay? You need to make sure you're getting nutrition, be strategic about it. Look at photos on a monthly basis, perhaps, but most importantly is just scale weight, maybe do measurements on a monthly basis. Now for maintenance aesthetics people, I'd like you to focus most importantly on performance indicators. So whether that's strength, testing your bench, your 1 rep max, sometimes I'll have my clients do a 4 rep max, bench, deadlift, squat, press, you name it. Think of your main movements and test those, week by week, maybe every other week, maybe on a monthly basis. Track those. You need to measure your progress. What about your vertical? What about your sprint time? Little things like that. Measure your performance. And that's how you're going to gauge progress, because your weight shouldn't really change that much if you're a maintenance person, if you're in that phase, okay? So you've got to be feeding your body for what you're outputting. So measure the performance, keep a record of your weight so you can see that you're not going boom, 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 boom. Keep it steady so your performance is going to improve. Now, if you are a leaning and cutting client, a lot of my contest prep, my bikini physique, bodybuilding, figure athletes that I coach, they can get very like, I'm not changing, because they're focusing so much on measurements and scale weight. Well, here's the news, is if you're already fit and healthy, those measurements, the scale weight, it's not going to be like, oh my gosh, I dropped 5 pounds. No, it's going to be so small, incremental changes. So your photos tell the story. Take your photos every week. However, compare your photo currently to 2 or 3 weeks ago. It's nice to have the week by week, but again, only compare it to 2 to 3 weeks ago. When you know your goals, when you know where you're going, when you know your roadmap, you are so much more likely to stay the course. Adherence is #1 priority in any changes with the body, whether it's health management, aesthetics pursuing, whatever, you name it. You've got to be able to adhere to it. Consistency is king. I'd love for you to check out my membership site, bodybuddiesworld.com, where I have meal plans and workout plans for home or gym for each of these 3 categories I have described. I would also love to coach you one-on-one and have that personal interaction. So be sure and check out those packages at this site. And I hope to see you soon. Make sure you are focusing on powering your body, 1 meal, 1 workout, 1 day at a time.